Well, Emperor Yoshiro is a powerful leader. And he's also very traditional. He believes in, it's a very Japanese philosophy, that tradition is important, that there are forces that predetermine what the future is going to be.
I will not resist, my son, not after seeing our crushing of the Soviets.
But father, we have intelligence from my spy, deep within Allied Command. They are planning an attack at our base.
The conflict is with a generation that doesn't necessarily subscribe to that view of life, that philosophy.
Thank you, Commander. You have honored your ancestors and defeated our enemies.
Working with George Takei was awesome. I mean, growing up, I was a Trekkie fan, so being able to work with Sulu and is awesome, and he's a great guy. I'm playing General Tatsu. He's the son of Emperor Yoshiro. He is a bit more of a rebellious type in the game, I guess, and he definitely will resort to violence or warring before his father would.
Commander, allow me to introduce to you our Chief Logistical Officer, Ms. Suki Toyama.
It is an honor. The Toyama family has served the Emperor for 10 generations. My character is kind of interesting because she's very fun and cute and sadistic, if you could put all those words together. And she takes great pleasure in conquering the opposition and watching people get maimed and killed. And yeah, just your average everyday girl.
General, Your Highness, we are intercepting a flood of transmissions between the Allies and the Soviets. They are assembling a joint task force to attack our mainland.
Soviets and Allies together?
Red Alert 3 is about the most colorful game this team's done. From Battle for Middle-earth to Command & Conquer 3 and now this one, we've definitely gotten brighter and more saturated and more colorful this time. The process for our cinematics involves a lot of different people on the team. It's not just the cinematics guys who are, directing and shooting and editing and providing the audio and all of that, but it really starts from design and design coming up with the locations and the settings and what's the story that needs to take place in those cinematics. And then from there it goes to art, and we start creating costumes for those characters and sets for them to tell their story in, and all that has to happen before it gets into the hands of the cinematics guys who really put it down on tape or on a hard drive, as the case may be.
So it started out where do some quick sketches and made cardboard models, and on there you're able to show the stages. We knew we would have probably 2 stages, so all the sets, and in this case we had 11 sets. Now on Command & Conquer 3 we had 3 large sets and probably 6 small little entities that we were shooting with green screen. And this was amazing. When you put the cardboard models out, you colorize certain parts of the model, you're really able to see the game ahead of time. Because what it does for them is they're able to see where these segments with the actors are going to fit in into their CG world.
We have a shot then, looking this way at them, where they come to the door. We can have a technician open the door if we want, or they open the door.
What we do is we have to translate it for camera. We have to make it work for what they're going to be shooting technically. So it has to work for the camera to move and to dolly. We knew we wanted different areas to use and not just be stuck looking into the set. So we knew he'd be with his son, the Emperor would be with Tatsu. So we created, even using the shoji screen, for example, we played it initially that you're inside, looking at the whole room. We played him standing in front, and then later we were able to make it look like an exterior part, like you were on the other side of the shoji screen, by bringing in reeded outdoor, bamboo screens. We put out bonsai plants. We had a fan going for the little bristling leaves, and you really felt like you were sitting outside.
My favorite set is definitely the Premier's office, where Tim Curry has all of his scenes. Because of the color palette that we have for the Soviet faction, that was really the place where we got to have some fun. There's a great big red Soviet symbol done on the floor, big red phone, another big red Soviet symbol on the wall, big portrait of Lenin, and that all ties in with just these over-the-top outfits with, you know, big red and gold epaulets and stuff. That's the set really where I felt we were able to do the most.
This was fun for me because I felt there was a lot more detail to deal with and a lot more fun things, you know, to try and find. Hollow, so it makes for, because we actually, especially for this part, to move easily too. We couldn't add a lot of weight to it, so putting a lot of big, heavy, you know, real books would definitely change the factor in that.
Even though when you look at it here in the studio, they just look like freestanding columns. They're not even attached. When you see this on camera, this will give you the feeling that this space is double the size. You'll feel like there's a whole other half of this room that exists. And that goes into the set dressing that John did, the scale.
At some point during the production meeting, they did mention it'd be fun to have a bear of some sort. And at first I was looking for a full life-size, you know, taxidermy bear, but I walked into a place called House of Props, and there this fellow was. And I thought it'd be perfect, and I thought it'd be a perfect place on the Premier's desk.
Welcome back, General.
There's a point in one scene where Tim Curry opens up a statue, and the button for his secret elevator is hidden inside the neck of the statue of Lenin, and that's a direct homage to the old TV series that I used to watch as a kid.
When we did this, we also had to do a lot of special effects in this set. For example, you know, we have the hidden, you know, the elevator, a bookcase, you press Lenin's bust head, you open it back, you press a button, it releases this humongous bookcase, and the next thing you know, you have this antique elevator that takes you to the basement, where of course you have your time machine. Now that's, you know, you have to make it all look seamless, like, okay, this is how it works.
When the gamer is playing the game, you don't want to hit him with a lot of details, you know, him or her, and that you don't want them to think about the set too much, you know, as far as the details. You just want to present, you know, an effect for their game playing, you know, that it's there, and they basically get the idea that what we're trying to present as far as where they are. We want to, you know, make them, since it's the Russians and has to do with the Soviets, we want them to feel that, yeah, this could be the Kremlin, you know, the inside of the Kremlin. So you have to present some of those elements that would give that flavor, give that feel.
The team put a ton of effort into Red Alert 3, and I think of all the RTS games that I've worked on so far, this is the one I'm the most proud of. And really it just comes down to how fun is it to play. And, you know, it's kind of like picking out which one of your children is your favorite, but I think I got to say Red Alert 3 is my favorite. Of everything we've done, this is the game I most enjoy playing.
Being a part of Red Alert 3 has just been awesome, and I'm super excited to see the end result and see it all put together. I'm really excited to have this new fan base, and I think this is the start of like a whole relationship between me and video games. Actually, I'm super stoked on it, man.
I wish there would be more games in this category. I think the more the video game evolves all the time, and I think people will demand more, and they will demand some more depth, not just superficial video games. And here you have one example. I'm happy to be part of it.
And there's over an hour's worth of cinematics in this game, so it's like a feature interwoven with a game. We took a lot of pride in really writing a great story and making it interesting and casting it with really good people.
The whole set and the costumes and, you know, the direction we've been given, it is really fantastic, and I think it's going to be, you know, an amazing final product.